Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Yes, I'm actually holding a mic right here because I don't have like something to put it on. But yeah, in today's video, we'll be checking out the Amazfit T-Rex, this particular watch on my wrist that I've been wearing for the past 4 to 5 days. It has been a really pleasant experience, and in this full review, I'll be sharing with you everything that you need to know about the watch. Of course, if I miss out some points, you can also put it down in the comments down below. And apart from that, I must mention today's sponsor, which is Banggood. So Banggood sells all sorts of stuff from China, the cool watches actually, and they actually sell the global version. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the information down in the link below. Apart from that, I got this watch here in China for about 140 US dollars, and that is going to be the global price range that Amazfit sells to you guys. Without further ado, let's just jump into the full review right away. First up, let's talk about the design and build quality of the Amazfit T-Rex. I have mentioned it before and I will mention it again. The T-Rex does look a lot like a G-Shock watch, and based on the comments I've seen in my previous video, you guys seem to love it, so that's great. In terms of build quality, the materials used here are mostly plastics for the body and silicone for the straps. Now the straps are super stretchable, and I personally would prefer a firmer strap. Unfortunately, the straps are not easily removable and do not come with those little latches at the back, so changing the straps here might not be a good idea. Having said so, the watch sits pretty comfortably on my wrist and is built like a tank. The reason I say this is because there is a video on YouTube where someone actually did an extremely crazy stress test on the T-Rex and it came out surviving, so I'm not worried at all about how durable the T-Rex is. Next, let's talk about the display. The 1.3-inch AMOLED display on the Amazfit T-Rex is really good. Just like on most Amazfit smartwatches, the display here comes with great contrast levels so you can enjoy those deep blacks. It also has really nice colors and brightness levels that can get really high so you can see the display clearly even under strong daylight. The raise to wake feature is sensitive and makes waking the display super easy. Just a slight flick on the wrist and it will display the time. So I found this especially useful when I'm cycling and just want to see the time very quickly. So all I need to do was slightly flick my wrist and the time shows up right away. There are approximately 30 different watch faces currently available for the Amazfit T-Rex, and they all look pretty good. So they're not those kind of cartoonish watch faces you see on other Amazfit watches. As for the always on display, the T-Rex supports two always on phases, one that is analog and the other digital. They both look pretty okay for me and does the job of telling time without having to move your wrist. So overall, I'm quite pleased with the display on the Amazfit T-Rex. Moving on, one very important factor of the watch that I really wanted to check out was the fitness tracking on the Amazfit T-Rex. So to do that, let's start off with the type of activities it provides. There are a couple of activities that the T-Rex can track, and I'll have a list of everything show up on the screen right now, but there are about 12 different kinds of activities that I've summarized into 3 main categories, that is running, cycling, and swimming. So far, I've tested out running and cycling because I can't swim, and I've done this test a couple of times now, and the watch seems to do a great job at tracking my performance accurately. Statistics are consistent with that on the treadmill machine, and I am also pleased to inform that GPS works well on the T-Rex. It takes about 8 to 10 seconds for the Amazfit T-Rex to lock onto GPS, and from then on, it is pretty stable. So I've tested the GPS more than 10 times now, and the results are very consistent. Meanwhile, a tiny detail that I must point out here is that the watch face actually stays on during your exercise, and that is something I really appreciate because you can always take a quick glance at the information without having to move out of whatever position you are in. So at the end of the session, you can then take a quick look at the summary of your activity all on your watch. And what you'll be able to see here is a quick overall map at where you've traveled. You'll also get information such as your speed, your pace, heart rate, and all the other standard performance info that you'd expect to get on a fitness tracker. So the consistency of the Amazfit T-Rex to accurately track my activities has actually made me more aware of my activities and just makes me want to exercise more, so that is definitely good here. As for heart rate monitoring, I found the T-Rex to be pretty reliable as well. In previous Amazfit watches, some of them tend to register heart rate readings even when you are not wearing the smartwatch, but I'm glad to say that this issue is not present on the Amazfit T-Rex. As you can see, I took off the T-Rex during one of the nights just to see if it registers any heart rate reading while sitting on my desk, and it did not. In terms of accuracy, the heart readings here are pretty accurate. So I compared the results from the watch with a professional blood pressure reading machine that I have, and it is only about 1 to 2 BPM off, so that's certainly good enough for a smartwatch. Overall, I'd say that the readings here are pretty reliable, but just remember to wear it tightly on your wrist for the most accurate results. Moving on, let's talk about the other features on the Amazfit T-Rex. So sleep tracking works pretty standard on the Amazfit T-Rex here. It identifies how many minutes you have deep sleep, light sleep, and time awake during the previous night. I find it decently accurate, but not as accurate as the one on the Mi Watch Color. So the Mi Watch Color somehow manages to be able to tell when I'm lying awake in bed, whilst the T-Rex sometimes thinks I'm still asleep. So one thing I must also point out is that the Amazfit T-Rex, although comfortable to put on, is not the slimmest of smartwatches, so wearing it to sleep to some might not be that ideal. Regardless, it's still a decent effort from Amazfit, and my only advice here to you is to just try and sleep early every night to get that good night rest. Another feature that I want to talk about is the music controls available on the watch itself. So you cannot store songs on the watch because this is not like a full-fledged smartwatch. However, you do have access to music controls, and you can play or pause your songs. You can also play a skip to the next track, and you can adjust the volume all on the watch itself. So this feature is pretty nifty again for me, and I really like that it is available on the Amazfit T-Rex. Last but not least, battery life. So based on my personal settings and use case, the T-Rex lasted about 6 days with display brightness set to maximum and always on display turned on. So I also have a lot of notifications coming in, so this is basically just based on my own use case, and I think that 6 days is pretty okay. I would love if it had hit 1 week, but I would take 6 days because the display is always on. So according to Amazfit, you should get approximately 20 days without the always on display switch on, and I don't doubt this figure. I'd expect at least 2 weeks without the always on, but I'm just so used to having it there, so 6 days for me is fine. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking through till the end. A couple of other points I must mention is that the watch obviously doesn't come with any mic, so you cannot answer calls directly on the watch. It also comes with no speakers, so don't expect to have any sounds or like notifications to appear on the watch. Obviously, this is just a fitness tracker and not a full-fledged smartwatch, so you don't have these niceties. The good news here is that you do have a vibrating motor, so like whenever calls come in, it will definitely vibrate on your wrist to let you know that there is a notification or a call coming in. So another question that you guys have asked me a lot is whether the watch will actually support emojis, and the answer here is still no. Emojis are not supported on any of the Amazfit smartwatches at the moment, so that's that. But otherwise, I really like the Amazfit T-Rex. It has been a great watch that I've used over the past couple of days. I'm expecting to continue using it for a few more days, maybe a few weeks, and this could be my permanent smartwatch for the moment. Alright guys, I think that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Amazfit T-Rex. Do you have any questions to ask about it? Just let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll try to reply to every one of them. I think that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!